a busy news week for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates and Cleveland Indians played the final game of their 3-game series at PNC Park on Thursday night. Folks, the Pittsburgh Pirates may never win a series again. Okay, at some point they will, but boy, are the series losses ever starting to stack up at this point. Following a 2-0 loss on Thursday night, the Pittsburgh Pirates now 5-17, or 4-17 at that point with the win last night, 5-17 on the season. After being swept by the Indians, they are now 0-6 in completed series played this season. Trevor Williams started for the Pittsburgh Pirates on Thursday night. While he only lasted 4 innings, there were 4 extremely effective ones. Williams allowed just a 1 run on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts in his 4 innings of work. This included working out of a bases loaded with 1-out jam in the 4th inning. However, due to his pitch count, Williams would last just 4 innings. While the start was shorter than the Pirates would have liked, it was still another step toward continuing to bounce back this season from Williams. Through his first 5 starts this season, Williams now owns a 3.70 ERA and a 4.21 FIP. It is looking more and more as if the post-IL stint struggles of Williams in 2019 will prove to be an anomaly. Offense continues to be a major issue for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Thursday night, the Bucs faced Shane Bieber, who has become one of the best starting pitchers in MLB, which was the reason they were shut out. That said, the team had opportunities to strike. No opportunity was better than when back-to-back singles by Kevin Newman and Josh Bell put runners on the corners with no one out in the 6th inning. However, Bieber then recorded back-to-back strikeouts before inducing a flyout to end the inning. Through the game's first 7 innings, the Pittsburgh Pirates had 7 base hits. However, they went 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position and left 7 men on base. While they failed to score off of Bieber, they had opportunities to do so. When it was all said and done, the Pirates left 8 runners on base. Pirate batters also struck out a whopping 16 times. One bright spot for the struggling Pirate offense right now is Kevin Newman. After collecting a pair of hits in Thursday night's loss, the infielder now has an 8-game hitting streak. Newman also drew a walk in the loss. After a slow start to the season, Newman has started to heat up in the past week. He is now hitting for a .292 average, a .329 on base, and a .375 slugging this season. While you want to see more power out of Newman, it is good to see him start to make good contact consistently and see the base hits. As they did during his stellar rookie campaign last season, they're starting to drop again. Friday night, the Pittsburgh Pirates kicked off a 3-game weekend series at PNC Park against their divisional rival Milwaukee Brewers. Chad Cole, 3.21 ERA and a 4.21 FIP, continued his strong start to the season while the Brewers countered with Adrian Hauser, a 3.27 ERA and a 4.78 FIP. The Pirates got to Adrian Hauser, and I was very happy with the way that the offense sort of came out of their shell last night and, provided a good offensive game and one of the better all-around games for the Pittsburgh Pirates this season. When you look at the 5 wins that they have, I was very pleased with last night and probably one of the more complete games that the Pirates have played in 2020. And it's nice to see. It's refreshing to see. And even though, and I have been sort of a proponent of this week since the loss to the Indians on Tuesday night, and that given the fact that the Pirates stand in the standings, we should honestly be looking to try to get the number 1 overall pick in 2021. I know Rob Manfred has said there's going to be some sort of formula, but we don't know what that formula is. But knowing that the fact, and I'm going to continue to say this and continue to preach the fact that the Pirates are going to be a good team in a couple years. We're in a sad state right now. We really are having the worst start since 1952, coming off his 69 win last season. Hoping for better results this year with new management, new manager, new everything. It just hasn't been there. But the reality is the talent that is going to win us potentially a championship this decade is not here yet. They are going to be here Well, they have the top 5 farm system in baseball and could potentially be getting Kumar Rocker with the number 1 overall pick in 2021, which would just really, really boost the Pirates farm system. And what you like to see and what you would like to see out of the Pirates is to have individual good performances. A couple wins here and there, but you want to make sure that they are keeping pace for the number 1 pick. And I know that's a different expectation, a different type of way to watch your team play, a different type of way to root. But if we're honest about the situation, and if we're honest about what's going to make the Pirates better in the future, because let's face it, they're not a good team right now. They have that, and it's what's frustrating because they have the talent to be a 500 team. They truly do. But Derek Shelton just couldn't sort of put it all together, and injuries can play a big factor in that. You can make whatever excuse you want, but losing 17 of the first 22 games, it's hard to have an excuse for that. And I've been asking this question to Pirates fans who continue to defend Derek Shelton. And I'm still a Derek Shelton fan, but at what point do you start pointing the finger to him just a little bit? Because this team, and again, they do have their fair share of injuries right now, but it has far too much talent to be off to their worst start in 70 years. This is not the worst Pirates team we've seen in 70 years. The early 2000s Pirates teams were god-awful, but they never started this bad. And the thing is, too, when you look at sort of the all-time history of the Pirates, this Pirates team, in terms of winning percentage, because there's never been a season this short, even in the straight shortened seasons, has a chance to be the worst Pirates team of all time. At what point, and I understand this is his first season, I understand he's getting used to things, does the blame fall on Derek Shelton? I mean, the Pirates used Clint Hurdle as the fall man last year when he had just had 4 out of 6 winning seasons and was one of the best Pirates managers of all time, being 4th in wins behind Jim Leland and Danny Murtaugh and a Hall of Fame manager. They fired Clint Hurdle. Said goodbye. Didn't even let him finish out his contract when you have an all-time great manager. Sort of, in my opinion, showed a lack of respect for him. And I understand. And I know you can go back and listen to the tapes of me saying that Clint Hurdle should be fired. Okay? And I was frustrated last year. But when I voiced my opinion that the Pirates should have fired Clint Hurdle, and they ultimately did, I was expecting more out of Derek Shelton. I was. And again, this is a strange season. Plethora of injuries that the Pirates have been plagued with. Seems like every hitter outside of Newman and Gonzalez have regressed. The bullpen has been a roller coaster. All of these factors contribute to this mess of a season we are in. And I'm not calling for Derek Shelton to be fired. And in no way am I saying that. I believe he deserves an opportunity, and but we need to see some improvement down the stretch. They can't keep performing. And I understand they won last night, but they have yet to win back-to-back games this season. We're 22 games in. It's getting frustrating. It is. And again, I keep the optimism and my hopes high for the future, obviously not for this season. And down the stretch, this is game 23. The Pirates have 37 games remaining in 2020. What type of team are we going to see? How is this team going to perform the remaining 37 games? Who are they going to trade? What's the team going to look like after that? What prospects are they going to call up? What young guys are we going to see get a look? And how are they going to perform? Those are the questions that remain for the Pirates in 2020. Questions that we're going to start needing to see answers to. And again, it's 37 games, but we'll see what the Pirates are able to do in those 37 games down the stretch. And it's going to be interesting. And I'll keep you all updated on that. The Pittsburgh Pirates have not had many incidents regarding players contracting COVID-19. Apparently, the team president has tested positive for the virus. Everyone has been tested by the current state of our world. Everything has changed, and Major League Baseball is just one example of people trying to get things back to normal as much as possible. The return of baseball, and sports in general, has helped provide some entertainment and a distraction to the new trials of everyday life. Even the Pittsburgh Pirates have seen a boost in their ratings despite a poor record. However, even Major League Baseball is still working through some of the bumps in the road that have popped up due to COVID-19. Before the season started, the league saw several players and staff members test positive for the virus. Once summer camp got underway and players started to understand what needed to be done, the league saw numbers drop. Of course, this did not last long. Once the team started to play games and travel to other cities, things started to worsen. Teams like the Cardinals, Marlins, and Indians had players break protocol, with the Cardinals and Marlins actually having players contract the virus. This has not only affected the teams, but has caused a disruption, and many teams already crammed schedules. The Pittsburgh Pirates are one of the teams that have been affected by the teams not following protocol. The Bucs have had 2 series postponed already, with those games coming against the Cardinals and the Reds. The good news is that despite the Bucs being around those teams, they did not have any players contract the virus. The Pittsburgh Pirates have not had any players test positive for the virus since the season has started. However, the organization did announce that new team president Travis Williams has in fact tested positive for COVID-19. The Pittsburgh Pirates announced this today. Quote, Pirates president Travis Williams has tested positive for COVID-19, the team announced Thursday morning. The Pirates have conducted contact tracing to identify anyone Williams may have come in contact with. But he said he was not around any of Pittsburgh's players, coaches, or baseball operations staff because the team had been on the road from Thursday until Sunday, followed by an off day Monday in Pittsburgh, end quote. Travis Williams seems to be doing well and actually spoke with the media yesterday on a video call. Here is what he had to say regarding the whole process. Quote, I am on the road to recovery. In the meantime, I wanted to use my diagnosis as another reminder that we are all susceptible. And as critical, we all follow CDC guidelines and state mandates, and have a heightened sense of self-awareness in order to protect each other. We all must do our part to get through this pandemic together, end quote. The good news is Williams is recovering at home, which means he is likely showing signs of improvement. The other good news is that he followed the protocols in place to make sure everyone in the organization would remain as safe as possible. Hopefully, Travis will continue to recover and nothing more escalates in the organization. I just want to see Travis Williams' age real quick. I apologize for not looking this up earlier. Let's see. Travis Williams' profile and biography. Let's see how old you are, Travis. Interesting that his age is not. In any sense, I'll continue to try to figure this out. But it's good that he at least was able to follow the protocols. Nobody else tested positive, and it might have been a good thing the Pirates were on the road and didn't have to deal with him being around any players or any of that. And, the whole COVID-19 situation has been very, very frustrating. The Pirates have had 5 games postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic. And due to, especially the Cardinals, the players breaking protocol, a Reds player testing positive. But one thing, regardless of the team's record on 2020, that I want to hark back on and really make people aware of is the way that the Pirates have handled this virus, the way that the Pirates have handled this pandemic. Going back to March, they had their facilities deep cleaned several times when it was sort of hunky-dory. Fans were still allowed, no sense of anything really going wrong. And John Heyman actually said in